Speaker, and I welcome this opportunity to talk on this important issue and thank Deborah for bringing this matter forward, and I of course wish her all the best as she moves in the days and weeks and years ahead. I'm sure that one bit, because I'm absolutely certain that Deborah will be watching this, and one thing that she will be doing is probably sitting now going, at the end of this I will be able to click this off and I don't have the 2-hour journey, 2.5-hour journey home back down to Enniskillen, and that will bring a bit of joy. But what does that speak to us about journeys that people have to make? And I commend the people from the Save Our Acute Services campaign, SOAS, for them all making your way up to here. But we could multiply by 20 the number of people here for the people across Fermanagh that have to travel up to Derry to Altnagelvin every day to be able to try and get services or to visit family or to get treatment. And that is not something that is a very short journey to make. And something that I was going to reference in a little while was that journey for places like Balleek and Newton Butler and others all the way up to the Altnagelvin, taking up to 2.5 hours. For the city dwellers, sometimes our rural community gets forgotten about whenever it comes to health services. For the city dwellers, that's the equivalent of living in Belfast and having to go to Dublin to get your treatment. And that is something that nobody in Belfast would accept. There is no way that they would say, for emergency treatment in that moment of your life, whenever it's life or death, what are we going to do? Belfast, we're going to send you all the way down to Dublin, or the people in Dublin all the way up to Belfast. That distance would not be acceptable, but yet it is what we are asking people in Fermanagh to do. And as I say about that rural issue, because I think the same issue of my own constituency, although not the same distance, but what has happened in the Down Hospital that was similar. It's a rural community up into the Mournes, down into Kilkeel, where people are left with great big massive distances that nobody that would live in a city with their 2 or 3 hospitals on their doorstep would ever even comprehend having a journey that they would have to make. So I think what we're asking for in a lot of this is just a bit of equality. It's about spreading the services in a way that recognises that people do live in rural communities and that they do need to be able to get some of the services that they require. So I hope that through this debate, the Western Trust will recognise that it's not acceptable for people in emergency journeys to have to go that length. And I hope that that is something that